Dear colleagues, particularly welcome the Dean of the Faculty of Sustainability and the Dean of the Faculty of Economics. Dear colleagues, particularly welcome the professors who will be with you, students, in the first semester, Gerd Michelsen, Achatz von Müller, and all colleagues. Welcome. It is still exciting for me to speak to you on this day, because I can also welcome a colleague from Leuphana University who is today working in Hamburg, Katharina. Very warm welcome. You know, a day that marks an important step in your education and your personal development. And let me congratulate you. You have come to the right place for this important step, and I will show you why. On this day, I would like to talk to you about freedom. People often think freedom means to choose between different options. This is, as already the Stoic philosophers has shown us, a misinterpretation of freedom. I will tell you. Imagine you want to do A, because you believe that doing A will make you happy. Would you consider yourself forced to do A if you realize that you cannot choose to do B instead? No, because you do not want to do B. All you want is to do A. For example, if you want to hike the mountains, you do not ask whether you have the option to lie on the beach. Thus, you consider yourself to be free simply because you are able to do what you believe is good for you. By consequence, one might say that freedom is rather about aims and purposes than about options and choosing. You are here because your desire to understand is not yet satisfied. You are here because you do have not stopped enjoying learning. To continue learning is your purpose. So you have chosen to be here for the sake of learning. You are here at Leuphana because this is the best place for you to satisfy your curiosity. You know well that you came here on your own free will, as long as free will is existing. You could leave any time, but you will stay because you seek knowledge, and university is the home of knowledge seekers, is the house of science and the arts. Once you like the story about freedom, you will be ready to ask how to acquire knowledge. And I presume you like the story about freedom. That's the reason why I will continue. You will not ask what you have to do in order to get a certificate or what you have to know to be successful in a future job. In the end, you will know it if you study it the right way. You are not here to learn any specific working skills. Remember, you are here because of your desire to understand. The path of understanding can be very hard. It can be long, intricate, and sometimes even discouraging when you see professors. But you will go on because you are seeking knowledge. But why? Believe you consider learning and acquiring knowledge as something meaningful in your life. So you decided to continue learning at Leuphana College. Sometimes immediately, sometimes later, sometimes even very late when you are reflecting on your life, we discover and realize the value of all the broad understanding we achieved. Higher education at university is only partly about how much you will know in the end. Technology develops fast. It is much about how quickly and deeply you can understand things. Most of all, this is what you will learn here, path to comprehension. Let me compare what you will do at Leuphana College with climbing in the high mountains. Both learning and climbing require much. I suppose those of you who have little experience in climbing will look for a guide. At least I would do, and I do. She will tell you when to go up in the morning and what equipment you should carry on. She will teach you how to use the climbing irons and how to fix an anchor in the rock. You would never dare to try on your own. You trust an expert. This is the reason why you are here. In the digital age, almost every information and all scientific discussions are accessible to everyone, everywhere. You could read all the academic stuff just on your own. Why is it that you don't? Why do you go to university instead? One reason is that you trust experts who will guide you to the right steps with the right stuff at the right time. If you want to go up to the mountain, there are things you simply have to do. You cannot sleep until brunch time before you start. You cannot decide to go in flip-flops. You will do what the guide says. Interestingly, these requirements will not make you feel forced or unfree. Why not? Because all you want is to get up to the top of the mountain. However, I admit there is a difference between guided hiking and learning at university. At university, the lecturer's concern is not about leading you to the summit. Rather, she encourages you to go on your own, to find your own route once you have learned how to use climbing irons and how to fix an anchor in the rock. At university, you never walk alone. You walk in a group and safeguard each other, as you do in climbing. You form a team. But there is more for you to do than just following a guide who leads you to the top. We want you to learn to climb on your own one day and to find your own way in the future. Since I talk about climbing and walking, I wish to tell you that the great idea of learning is starting again and again. As the philosopher of education Jan Michaelein has recently put it, the English noun education and the Latin educare do not derive from educere, rising up or leading force. It rather derives from exducere, leading something out of her acquired belief to new perspectives. We encourage you to start, to leave behind all other beliefs and convictions. We encourage you to try and walk and search the best way up to the mountain in your new group. We believe that all you are able is to do it. We trust in you. We trust in your willingness to find your own path. May it take time and a lot of energy. As I said, To get to the top of the mountain means neither getting a certificate nor being honored. It means rather to find a reasoning and thus a preliminary answer to a question bothering you. What sort of questions do I mean? You heard it already from Christian. I mean questions such as, is economic growth based on the explosion of nature, manpower, or privacy? In which way are we responsible for what happens in Syria? How can digital media make our lives easier rather than more complicated? How can we include mentally handicapped children without lowering the education level in a school class? And so on. If no such question is nagging you, then Leuphana is the wrong place for you. If you just want to receive a certificate to get a better job, or you want to learn working skills, you better go elsewhere. Once you reached the top of the mountain, you will realize that there are lots of other mountains, and many of them even much higher. But now you know better how to get up even there, with what equipment and with what help. Once you are ready for this, university has done what is able to do for you. You might ask, why do I need to learn to climb up mountains in the northern German plain if your future job will be rather walking there than climbing in the mountains? In every job and in every life, there will be obstacles and stumbling blocks. And if you know how to climb, you will easily pass of them. You struggle now to learn to climb as quickly and as easily possible, in order not to struggle later on when you will get to some hidden stumbling blocks. I have to emphasize a point that is overlooked very often. Even now I'm risking to sound as your grandpa. It wouldn't be possible, but it could be. Don't forget, it's a privilege for you to be here. Many others of your generation have to work right after leaving school. They don't have the possibility to go on to higher education. The first curriculum in higher education known in the Western world are the ancient artes liberales. They include the so-called trivium, comprising grammar, rhetoric, and dialectics, and the so-called quadrivium, comprising arithmetics, geometry, music, and astronomy. These arts are called liberal because they were reserved for nobles who did not have to work. These people were free from being forced to work and had time to study. Many things have changed within 2,000 years of European history, but this circumstance is still the same. To study at university requires time and an opportunity for learning, which is still a privilege. It means to be able to seek for understanding without asking for its cash value. This is what we do at Leuphana. You consider such a privilege as unjust. In fact, ideally everyone who considers learning and understanding as meaningful and who is ready to go the long, hard way of higher education should be able to do so. Western societies already do well in funding higher education, and they could do still better. But would it not be more unjust if you, having the privilege, would not make the best out of it? Since it is a privilege to be here, me included, it is our common duty to put all energy into learning and academic development. So the question is, what shall we do? We are starting right here, today, and in the upcoming weeks. We start with the orientation week. What does it mean? I invite you to reflect about on your own and shall make a proposal. The orientation week is not just a comfy get-together. It is not a vacation camp on the beach because we decided climbing. It is part of the university. University is not about making friends and personal benefits. You will get all this incidentally while you are studying, I guarantee you. But essentially, university is about searching and researching, about learning and understanding, as you have already heard. It is about learning together, asking, doubting, discussing, and defending your own position. It is an endless dialogue with different topics and different protagonists. And your participation starts today. Not everyone is ready for climbing physically and mentally. You are. You are ready for the challenge of climbing the rocks of science. You have proven your ability in your selection process of the proper university. And we have done the same. We selected you to form a strong group at Leuphana College, a group that is able to climb mountains together. And this is why most of the other Leuphana students and the faculty of Leuphana and the staff expect you, your intellectual and physical presence on the campus. It is like in a climbing team, only together. No one can miss. The group is strong enough. I can already hear your objection. Many of you, I'm sure, feel bad about the idea to restrict your meaningful life to learning. You also want to engage in social projects to help others. However, nothing is stopping you from engaging in your immediate neighborhood in order to help. Look left, look right. You see a student, you can help. You can help discouraged students in difficult moments. You can help poor students. You can refugees who come as a student to our university. Your neighborhood is the university. Open your eyes when you are here, and you will see how many of your fellows need your help. I promise you, nothing remains virtual here. In the orientation week, you will be faced with real problems of our society, not with hypothetical ones. You will meet persons who already stand for a certain position instead of just putting forward a provoking thesis. You will see how hard it is to find a good argument that may convince others. But I'm sure you will have fun because you want to learn to climb. This is why you are here, and this is why colleagues are here. And there are some colleagues on the faculty, such as Ute Stoltenberg, who is here for the last time and is regretting it to be here for the last time. So let me add one final consideration on curiosity. Think of children. They just ask why and seek to understand. They never ask for what purpose they need to know. In little children, we take curiosity just as natural. At your age and at my age, people do not expect curiosity anymore. However, we do here. We expect your curiosity. We believe this is to be the reason why you are here. We have designed the college program in appreciation of your curiosity. It is ambitious, profound, and much rewarding for those who seek to understand. You will start with the Leuphana semester. By the way, it will give you a first flight over the Alps. You will never consider real problems of the world and general methods to do research. That's why Leuphana College is the right place for you, because you will get to know more than one mountain. And it starts today. We have no time to waste now to satisfy your curiosity. I wish you a great university experience. You are part of it. Thank you.